Hello, I am Brenny Coomer, and today in this video I'm going to show you how you can provide students feedback using Google Docs. Specifically, we are going to be looking at suggesting mode in Google Docs. So goals for this session in this screencast include how to use suggesting mode and how to practice using this tool on a Google Doc. So the first step and what you need to do first is make sure that you have a Google account. That's really something you should do before you probably start watching this video. But the next thing you'll do is you will open a new tab on your computer and you'll go to docs.google.com, which is the Google Docs homepage. From there, you'll click Login with your Google account if you are prompted. Then you'll select which document that you would like to add feedback to. So here I am, I have a window opened up on my computer, and what I'm going to do is I can use my web browser and I'll just go docs.google.com. And it brings me to the Docs homepage. I'm just going to show you that I didn't get prompted to sign in, but if you do, this is where you would sign in. And I'm going to select which document I would like to add feedback to. So I'm going to click this one, which is a sample assignment that a student had turned in. So George Washington report for a history class. All right. The next step in using suggesting mode in Google Docs is now that we have opened a Google Doc, we need to turn on suggesting mode. By default, all of our documents are in editing mode, where all of your edits and anything you type on the document really take place and stick to that document. Suggesting mode is where basically you can give edits on a document, but they don't actually stay on the document unless the owner of the document chooses to accept them. So let's go back to Google Docs and turn on suggesting mode. So here I am in my Google Doc, and over here in the top right corner of the document, there's the blue share button. Right below that is a drop-down menu, and right now I'm in editing mode, and I'm going to select suggesting mode. Right? So you can always know what mode you're in here by using this little drop-down menu. It always tells you. That's always where you can toggle back and forth. The third step here is we can practice using suggesting mode. So what we're going to do is type on the document. In suggesting mode, like I mentioned before, your edits don't actually stick to the document, and they appear in a different way than normal editing mode text adjustments would appear. They show up in a different color so that the owner of the document sees and can distinguish what suggestions were added there, so comments from their teacher, and what were the original text pieces of the document. They also show up as a comment at the right of the document, and that's where the owner of the file can click a little check mark to accept the edits or an X mark to reject them. So let's go to the Google Doc and I'll show you there. All right, so we are back in the document and we're in suggesting mode. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say that this student probably needs to make some changes here in this first paragraph. So I'm going to write some feedback here. And as you notice, the first thing I did was added a space, and it already started to make a comment over here at the right, so my student is attentive to that and sees that I'm giving them a suggestion. It shows my text in a different color. If I was the student, I can look over here at right, and if I accept the suggestion, it changes it so that the text is the same text as the original document, and it's no longer a suggestion, it's actually part of the document. If I don't want to accept my teacher's suggestion, I can click X, and this comment disappears, and the text disappears. If I wanted to revert back to editing mode, I could easily do that through the drop-down menu that we use to go into suggesting mode. Like I mentioned, suggesting mode is really helpful for your students so they can see feedback and easily distinguish what you have added to their document as the teacher and then accept or make those revisions as they work through. Now that I'm back in my Google Doc, if I wanted to go back to editing mode, I'll click the drop-down menu below the share button and select editing. All right, everyone, that about wraps it up for today. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and I look forward to hearing from you. This was Brenny Coomer. Thanks for joining.